Thank you, Queef Burglar 69, for that lovely cartoon heart.
Get a load of this cool house pickle pack. Lights off, lights on.
Good evening.
I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend.
Will I ever stop recording these things at 1 a.m.? No. Alright, I just need to... Whew! Hi! We're gonna be talking about female streamers today. Look at that, I'm wearing a BoJack shirt today. Female streamers. Technically, I'm a female streamer. Twitch.tv/WorldStar with 2 R's not by choice. I don't stream too terribly often anymore, but, you know, I used to be deep in the trenches of the streaming world back in, like, 2020, 2021. It was things happened. That's all I could really say. I think that being a new streamer back in 2020 was the best time to be a new streamer because, you know, it was lockdown, nobody had anything else to do really. It was just very easy to cultivate an audience that way. It was like something for the streamers to do and also something for viewers to watch, you know. It was a fun and sexy time for the whole family. Yeah, if you weren't around for that era, or you just weren't on that side of the internet, honestly, you didn't really miss out. like it was a cesspool of nonsense over there. Like, honestly though, trying to start a streaming career today in our year 2024, it's kind of the same as like trying to yank a tapeworm out of your butthole. It's really not worth your time, and it's also kind of painful. And what have you been eating, and why is there a tapeworm in your gut in the first place? Not to victim blame, but let's start reevaluating our life choices, shall we? Being a girl in the streaming space is notoriously one of the worst things that you could possibly do to yourself mentally. Like, honestly, I think I'm a masochist for even volunteering my time in the space to begin with. Like, I think back to that time in my life, and I think I was just insane. I can't even say I did it for the love of the craft, because I'm not even that big of a gamer. In my short time of being exclusively a streamer, I was hate rated, that was fun, sexualized by strangers, I still get that. Oh, I had to deal with blatant racism and sexism. I also had to deal with hardcore Dream SMP fans despite not being a Minecraft streamer. I don't play Minecraft. Why are you here? That last one kind of has nothing to do with being a woman, right? But come on, dealing with Dream SMP fans was like randomly being drafted into World War II. You didn't know when it was happening. You saw it coming from a mile away, but you're thinking, it's never gonna happen to me. I'm not gonna have to deal with that until you're dealing with it. I mean, did I pander to them sometimes? Of course. Of course. That's what you get when you fall for a horse. But honestly, to my defense, Dream did it first because he actually used to follow me on Twitter until I blocked him because he was annoying the hell out of me. My lore, it runs deep. We're going to be talking about egregious incidents that has happened to female streamers and just have a bit of a conversation about how obnoxious the streaming world can be. All right, now that I'm kind of away from that, I can look back at that time in my life and look back at that experience and think, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. What really did make me decide to start this conversation and make this video is a story that Pokimane shared during one of her recent streams. So she told a story about an editor that she had hired in the past, and it was crazy. Genuinely, it was insane. If you don't know who Pokimane is, she is a really popular female Twitch streamer. I know that she was like the most popular female Twitch streamer on Twitch. Duh! I know that she was the most popular female streamer on Twitch at one point. I don't know if that's still true, but either way, she's a very successful female streamer. Regardless of how you may feel about her as a creator or as a person, the depraved people that she has had to deal with in her career are nothing short of horrendous. You would have to be a seriously sick individual to deserve the atrocities that she has faced. Come on, vocab. I swallowed a thesaurus before making this video. Can you tell? On stream, Pokimane told a story about one of her old editors and how he kept missing deadlines because I guess he was editing her VODs, which is like her streams. When Pokimane had a conversation with her editor about him missing deadlines, the editor proceeded to tell her point blank that the reason why he kept missing deadlines was because he couldn't stop yoinking his meat stick to the footage that she was sending him.
Hey, do you have time to talk? I'm ready to finally tell you why I've been struggling so much with deadlines. And I said, oh, like, great. Hopefully this is something that we can fix. Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself. I was trying to pick which word to use. To me, his, in a way, employer of many, many months. When I tell you I've never halted a conversation so fast, because I'm like, you are the person that I send like hours of footage to. I don't want to know what you're...
Nothing in the world could have prepared me for that. I think at one point Pokimane did say that like she would have rathered him lie to her or just like not admit that out loud, which is like, I can see that. I mean, a part of me is glad that he outed himself because then she's able to remove that individual from her circle. So I'm glad that he kind of did it, but also at the same time I can understand not wanting to know. Ignorance is bliss. That is absolutely insane. No decorum, no class, no home training, no tact, no poise, no dignity, no tranquility, no manners, no courtesy, no decency, no refinement. I know he's not disgusted with himself, so I'll do it on his behalf. Ugh. Oh my God. I think I contracted something just by talking about him. Some people have pointed out that the dude probably has an addiction of sorts, which explains his behavior, but that doesn't excuse it. Self-reflection and awareness has to enter the equation at some point. If someone is struggling with something like this in earnest, then of course I'm going to be sympathetic to them in their situation. Addiction is no joke. Trust me, I get that. At the same time, the people around you have every right to feel how they feel about you and your actions. And I don't know, I think that Pokimane was very graceful about the whole situation because I would not have been that nice. I mean, me personally, I probably would have hacked into the US military base and rerouted the nukes so that way they are pointing directly at his house, and then I would have hit the big red button. I say all of this with my full chest, knowing damn well that if I was put in this exact situation, I would not have been very confrontational. I don't know. I would like to think that I'm a very confrontational person, but truthfully, I'm not. Despite how disgusting that situation is, Pokimane isn't a stranger to the freaks of nature that miraculously have the ability to coexist with us normal people and have social security numbers and are able to have driver's license and be able to vote. I don't like how they have rights. Sorry. Stalkers, swatting, baseless rumors. She has seen it all. That doesn't change the fact that Pokimane is an extremely successful woman in a male-dominated sphere. But hey, she shouldn't complain because she's rich, right? In fact, no woman should complain about how toxic of an environment that streaming and gaming has been for women, because that's just the way things are. Yeah, if you don't like it, then you can always leave. But what happens when you do decide to leave and create your own space? Well, let's talk about it. Black Girl Gamers. Black Girl Gamers is a company that was created for Black women by Black women. A little while ago, they were in a bit of controversy because of their community applications. A reminder, just in case you forgot, Black Girl Gamers is a company that was founded by Black women, and their main goal is to uplift who? Wait, I'll let you take a guess. If you said Black women, you got it correct. Ding, 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 we have a winner. In the application, there's a question that specifically asks if you identify as a woman or non-binary, because they don't allow self-identifying men into their space. This got a lot of male gamers very, very upset. Specifically the male gamers on Twitter, which I know, shocking, right? Twitter? Haha, at the scene of the crime? Fork found in the kitchen. Anyway, but a lot of male gamers on Twitter, they were really pissed at the entire organization because they're discriminating. AI cannot make this shit up even if you fed this to it line by line. This is crazy. People of color are heavily underrepresented in gaming. Duh. We all know this. If you disagree, then argue with your grandmother who is on life support about that, because she is more likely to engage with you than I am. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to talk. When people of color, especially Black people, bring up the lack of representation, then we are hit with the stop complaining and make your own games. And when a game actually does add a person of color as like a more prominent character in the game, then people are complaining about how woke the game is. Why is my existence considered woke? And I get it. It's like forced diversity or whatever. Oh my God. Oh my God, I wish I had a harpoon gun and I wish I could aim it at your dick. Listen, it's a losing battle. That can only be resolved by getting daddy's gun from the safe from the back of the closet. Jesus Christ. Whoa, that was dark. That was dark even for me. What I'm saying is that Black people have created their own spaces within the gaming community because of the harassment that they receive from the rest of everybody else, from outsiders. Or am I on the outside? Skeleton Icy, that's a really great album. I got it the first time, but a lot of you clearly didn't. Black women have made their own separate space because of that added layer of misogyny. You know, it's one thing for Black people to kind of just be in their own space, but, you know, that doesn't stop the misogyny from being there. So, you know, Black girl gamers decided to make their own space. We should have a flow chart, some sort of diagram going on so you can really catch my drift. I think you got it, though. You got it. Black girl gamers, they made their own space because they were told by the loser racists to make their own space. But now that this space has been created, and not only does it exist, but it's like thriving, because Black Girl Gamers has been doing a lot of moves in the gaming community, really advocating for their cause. And now that they're actually like gaining attention and actually has like something solid there, those said loser racists that are allergic to wearing deodorant have taken it upon themselves to harass Black women for wanting their own space, because their space is something that they can't infiltrate. Like, they see that this thing that's going on is going on without them, and for whatever reason they feel super entitled to be in that space. They have a problem with minorities wanting to be included in something, but then they turn around and complain that they aren't being included in those minority spaces. It must be really peaceful having little to no brain activity going on up here, like just radio silence. I knock on your skull and it's hollow. There's nothing up there. I kind of envy them. Don't get me started with this one. Ugh, this is hilarious. There's this one girl who was Black, who was in Black Girl Gamers. They were in the community, but they had left the community or they were kicked out. Either way, they're not in the community anymore. And so this one Black girl, she went on a whole campaign tour against Black Girl Gamers because of that whole... I'm pretty sure they kicked her out. And she was whining about how evil and cultish the organization was. Meanwhile, she was very comfortable engaging with dark humor, aka casual racism, which is the exact language and the exact vibes that the Black Girl Gamers were trying to avoid. Because again, this casual racism and blatant racism that goes on in the gaming community is just, it's disgusting, truthfully. And so people who are being targeted by this racism, people who are fed up with it, are removing themselves from that space and creating their own space. That way they don't have to deal with that. But here comes this one Black girl. She enters the space and then brings that garbage with her. And they're like, no, we're not going to joke at the expense of Black people, because them out there, they already do that all the time. We don't want to be a part of that. Why are you bringing that over here? I think that's a very valid thing to believe, but whatever. I'm so over it. Anyway, of course they kicked you out, stink-a-butt. You're a raccoon minus the rack. I'm not going to tell you who this person is, because I would rather mow someone's lawn with nail clippers than give them the satisfaction of being acknowledged by me in a direct fashion. World must think that she's hot shit. Yeah, humility never looked good on me. It really doesn't flatter my proportions. It's actually really, really crazy how I'm saying that right now when I look like I just woke up from a 30-year coma. Do these personified failures of the human race really care about the discrimination and equality that is going on within the Black Girl Gamer space? Yes, I think they actually do care, but they don't care about the right thing. Like they don't care about the discrimination against marginalized communities. All right, they don't care about discrimination in general. They only care that this one group of people isn't specifically catering towards them. Like, why are you as a white man so eager and desperate to be in a group called Black Girl Gamers? I'm telling you, it's the Christopher Columbus gene that's embedded in their DNA. I think it's just programmed into them. Like, they just can't help it, I think. Historically, we shouldn't even be surprised. I mean, sorry for thinking that you guys would be better than your ancestors, but clearly that's not the case. Black Girl Gamers and Black people in general, and also pretty much just all marginalized communities in gaming, are fighting an uphill battle when it comes to inclusivity. Don't get me started with the discourse around including women in the gaming sphere in general. If you're making a woman be a very prominent character in a video game and she's not attractive enough, then the basement dwellers get up in arms about it. I shouldn't have to say this. I really, really shouldn't, yet here we are. But please, for the love of Christmas music, please stop objectifying women. Challenge. Impossible. Gone wrong. Gone sexual. Gone / thank you by Tyler the Creator. Unfortunately, it's not just fictional women who are being targeted. It's real women too. It's one thing to accidentally hire a porn addict to be your editor, but it's even worse when the monsters that you are trying to avoid are secretly one of your friends. Cutie Cinderella. She is a female Twitch streamer who is known for hosting the Streamer Awards. She's a cool lady. Last year, or maybe 2 years ago, when did this happen? Sometime at least within the past year, there was an incident involving a fellow streamer, Atrioc, who is actually friends with her boyfriend Ludwig, who is known for... What does Ludwig do? I know Ludwig. I follow him, I think. I don't think I ever watched any of his streams. What does he do?
He does events. Okay, so Cutie, by the way, I said that Cutie hosts the Streamer Awards. She created and organizes the Streamer Awards. Like, she's not just a host. She's like the brains behind the entire operation. My apologies to her for that. But Ludwig does similar things. He hosts and like organizes events on... is he on Twitch? I know he's on YouTube. He's been on YouTube for a minute. I don't know if he's still there, but he streams. Either way, he organizes events and he does it all on stream. So I had a little bit of a brain fart there because I do not watch Ludwig's content too terribly often, if ever. So I low-key forgot that he did stuff. So my bad.
Atrioc has been around for a minute, okay? I don't watch him. I never did, and I definitely won't now. I know he's been around for a minute. He is not new to this. He is true to this. So Atrioc did the rookiest of moves during one of his streams. All right, he had his like tabs visible like in his browsers. His stream could see the tabs that he had, and one of the tabs revealed a website that is known for making AI porn of people who I am almost positive didn't consent to that. And yeah, the porn that he was looking at specifically was AI pornography of female Twitch streamers, which included Cutie Cinderella. Okay, clarification, because I just realized my mistake. Whatever, this is so stupid. Anyway, so I kept saying AI. It wasn't technically AI, it's deep fake. And if you don't know what deepfakes are, it's basically just like embedding somebody's face onto somebody else's body to make it seem like it's them doing something when it's not actually them. My pee-pee poo-poo brain just, for whatever reason, just labeled it as AI. It's not AI. It's deepfakes. His friend's girlfriend, who, in fact, they may have been friends too. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the dynamic there. But either way, he is at least friends with her boyfriend. I remember hearing this and being absolutely appalled because I cannot even imagine being acquaintances at the very least with someone for so long only to turn around and find out that they are spending money, hard-earned American dollars, Well, hard earned, okay, well, that's debatable. But money to watch porn of you, of course. There was an alarming number of random strangers who were downplaying the whole situation because apparently using someone's likeness in a sexual way without their consent that comes with the territory of being a female Twitch streamer. I wish I could blow people up with my mind. It definitely doesn't help when other male streamers and creators were seen laughing at Cutie specifically because she was crying about the situation on stream at one point, and then people were reacting to that, and they were less than sympathetic about the whole situation. It's really not fair that people like me have to coexist with ugly people like them. Like, it's just, I don't deserve this. I really don't. Like, if I'm exposed to them for too long, I'm starting to think that I may contract whatever disease they have.
Hello.
Dude, what the hell happened to you guys?
Some of the models got creeped out that you hang with your dad all the time.
What? Alright, fine.
We were afraid if we hung out with him any longer, we might catch wrinkles.
Just tell me where you're going.
We would be here all day if we talked about every incident that has ever happened to female streamers, so I'm gonna cut it off, like specific cases and scenarios. I'm cutting it off here, and we're gonna pivot a little bit. Some men in the gaming space are saying, yeah, whatever, who cares about women's rights? Let's talk about women's wrongs, all right? Now, I can't speak on other platforms like Kick or YouTube, but we're going to mainly be talking about Twitch. So on Twitch, people have pointed out the double standard that Twitch has when it comes to enforcing their TOS, terms of service. Male streamers are sometimes permabanned for barely violating the TOS. Meanwhile, there was a female streamer that was literally getting railed on stream, and she was only banned for like a week. Like, yeah, that was crazy. I can't say that I agree with that at all, but I don't know. I think that we're attacking the wrong group of people. Like, your beef is with Twitch. Let's focus on that, all right? It's your beef is not really with all female streamers, because it's like, okay, yes, this one streamer, she totally deserves the criticism that she's getting. But all female streamers are now catching a stray for something that one female streamer did. Very odd, very strange. The resentment towards women on Twitch or in gaming in general, obviously, it didn't stem from Twitch. Since the dawn of time, or I guess the dawn of video games, women have been harassed for playing games because it's a male hobby. Due to the influx of women playing video games, however, now there has to be a distinction between the types of games that are considered real games. Like, for example, cozy games like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, those aren't real games. Sorry. The Sims, definitely not a real game. Apex, Destiny, and League of Legends, now we're talking. Those are real video games right there. I'll let you stew on that a little bit and wonder what the difference between those games are, because I'm sure you don't need me to spell it out for you. By default, women are not as skilled at video games, or they are simply not as good as men because insert bullshit excuse here. Women are constantly having to prove themselves in gaming in order to have a modicum of respect by their male peers, and even if they do manage to get like a super high rank in a game or just beat a really hard level, whatever, even if they do manage to prove themselves in a game, they're accused of cheating or being boosted by a man. For some reason, it is so hard to believe that women are capable of achieving anything in gaming. It's insane. And on top of that, women are also not even allowed to be bad at games, because being bad at a game only reinforces the stereotype of women in gaming. And in turn, this discourages women from wanting to improve. Like, there's this whole like niche on TikTok that I saw for a while about girls who are playing Fortnite, and it's like, if somebody's being really bad at Fortnite, people are like, oh, whose girlfriend is this on Fortnite right now? Which I get, right? I know that couples, they play together on Fortnite at least, or they play on other games too, but like Fortnite is like a really big one for that. And so, okay, yeah, I get it. Sometimes some people's girlfriends hop on with them to play the game because they just want to spend time with their partners. I totally understand that. And yes, that can be true sometimes. But like automatically assuming that it's a woman because they're bad, I don't know. It's very strange. It could have been like an 8-year-old boy. I'm seeing demons. I'm seeing ghosts. I have to admit something, confession. If you've been following me for a good minute, you would have already known this, but it doesn't matter. I used to play Valorant. Oh, I know, I'm just as disgusted as you are. It was a momentary lapse in judgment that Didn't last very long, if it means anything. I refuse to suffocate myself in the Valorant community when I was playing Valorant for that short period of time, because Valorant is notorious for being a toxic environment for everybody. Like literally everybody's catching a stray, especially for female players, okay? The verbal harassment is embarrassing, the racism is blatant, the homophobia is more tragic than a Shakespearean novel, and everyone has that super annoying Valorant accent that drives me crazy. Talk normal.
Too crazy, bro. No cap.
Why are you talking like that?
What do you mean?
Right, you sound like Sinatra. You really got the strong Valorant accent, you know what I mean?
My bad, I guess. What the fuck?
You don't talk like that every day, and if you do, you need to be sent to a psych ward, a mental hospital, or maybe somebody should just shoot you in the leg. I don't know. At this point, we're out of option. Whenever a woman voices their concerns about how toxic this particular game, Valorant, is, they are flooded with comments from men who downplay their feelings or completely dismiss them altogether. Like, oh, that's just part of gaming. That's just gamer talk. If you can't handle this, then you shouldn't even be playing the game in the first place. And, my personal favorite, you wouldn't survive 10 seconds in a COD lobby. You can't even last 10 seconds inside of your girlfriend. This is just the average experience for a woman who doesn't create content. So imagine having to deal with this hullabaloo in front of hundreds, nay, thousands of people. You have to have a mental health of steel. There is a silver lining to all of this though, all right? Successful female streamers have paved the way for women, not just in the creator space, but in gaming in general, all right? Creators like Pokimane, Valkyrae, Lily Pichu, Kaide, Sidion, and so many other beautiful, gorgeous, amazing women have broken glass ceilings and have made a more comfortable space for women in gaming just by thriving in it. I've seen girls talk about how inspiring these women are and started playing more video games because of them. Because, hey, if she can do it, I can do it too. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about female streamers and sort of reminisce on that time in my life back when I was a streamer. Yeah, a lot of people who do know me from Twitch, they still consider me a Twitch streamer, which I think is cute. Yeah, I just think of myself as just a content creator now. I haven't really seen myself as a streamer, like solely a streamer, in a very long time. I mean, I still do it occasionally. It was never meant to be a full-time thing, and I knew that deep down in my heart. Plus, I would rather boil my toenails and eat them in a soup than be a full-time streamer. Look at these streamers, like Valkyrae and like Hassan and, I don't know, XQC. Sorry. When they stream, they do it for like 5 to 8 hours. Excuse me? Obviously, you don't actually have to stream for that long, but I know that if you do like sign a contract and you are a full-time streamer, you do have to like meet a certain amount of like hours a month. I think, I don't remember now. I used to know these details. I don't anymore because who cares? I'm not doing that. After 2 hours on stream, I'm thinking of ways to cause a chain reaction that makes the sun explode and evaporates me out of existence. Like I want to die. Being on for hours at a time, I'm not good at that. But I do sort of miss the days when I was delusional enough to believe that I could do this full time. Simpler times, man, simpler times. That's the video. Christ, I can go to bed now. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the video, give it a like or don't. Doesn't matter. Subscribe or don't. Do whatever you want. It's your life. Live it how you want. All the links to my social medias will be linked down in the description below, as well as Operation Olive Branch if you would like to support the people of Palestine. Okay, bye.